Hello, this is Adam and Chris. We are the hosts and co-hosts, respectively, of Limited Experience, which is our new-ish YouTube series. We'll be doing a draft video, specifically for Ixalan.
On Magic Online.
On Magic Online, yes, Chris. We are doing these videos mostly because we decided we wanted to start doing Magic draft videos.
And it gives people something to watch when LSV isn't streaming. So, and who knows? They might even learn something. Probably not, but the option is out there.
We're trying to be the more accessible streamers. LSV is well known for being a very, very good player. And some of his plays and stuff might go over not lower leveled players' heads. So we want to try to appeal to the lower level players.
Us being lower level players-ish have decided that
All right.
this could be something to watch. Okay, now we have to focus and do things.
So this is our first pack. What do you like out of it, Chris?
Well, my mind jumps to Sword Tooth for my cube, but that's not on here. So I think I haven't really liked Shadowed Caravel outside of a dedicated Explore strategy, which is not really where we'd like to jump. Unless we're doing like Black-Green Explore, but I'd rather not mess with that right now.
All right. Out of the pack, I think the actual best card is Shapers of Nature.
Yes, but as a first pick, I don't really want to commit to blue-green unless we just want to hard-cut Merfolk the entire time. Which could be risky.
That could be... So out of single-colored cards, I think the best is probably the Wayfinder?
I like the Wayfinder. I've also been fond of Queen's Agent. It's a fine late-game card. But
all right, we have 15 seconds.
I think we go Wayfinder and pray that some people aren't good enough to let the Shapers of Nature not wheel.
Well, if we're going to go for the Explorer anyway...
we could go for the Wayfinder and pray that the Shapers...
The Shapers won't wheel.
Hey man, I said that about the Black-Red Pirate in an F&M draft, and it wheeled. And I got 2 of them, and I won.
So we did end up taking the... So we're going to look for... The best way to start a draft is just kind of take the best cards out of the pack for the first few packs, and then after the third or fourth, decide what colors look actually open and kind of go in hard on that.
I like Jade Guardian. It's pretty great. I think
Jade Guardian's super good.
Siren Lookout's also pretty great, but Jade Guardian has Merfolk synergy, which we're currently in until somebody cuts it out of us.
Yeah. I think if Jade Guardian's not the best, I think Vanquish probably is.
Actually, that's a darn good point. But I wasn't thinking about it because we're currently not in black yet.
So do we want to stay on our guns and go with Jade Guardian for the Merfolk stuff, or do we want to try black for Vanquish?
I'm down to push the Merfolk because I've been wanting to play around with it and see what it does better.
Alright.
I don't really like any of this outside of Chart a Course.
I was about to say, Chart a Course is super good. It's draw 2 cards and then ditch a card unless you've already attacked this turn.
So basically raid.
Yeah, it's draw 2 cards, raid. If you don't have raid, discard a card. I also think that's actually just the best card in this pack. Actually, Angra's Marauders has been super
really
good.
Great if you can get to 7.
Yeah.
But it's also nowhere near where we're trying to be yet.
So we'll go with Chart a Course. I have been very impressed with Atsukan Archer, actually. I don't think this is the deck for it, because it's for kind of a green-red dinosaur deck, so you can provoke your own Enrage. The Dowsing Dagger I thought was super good. You throw it on a flyer, and you get a Gilded Lotus out of it.
I would be open to taking a Dowsing Dagger. And if we don't end up in Merfolk, it's still usable.
Yeah, that is important. Colorless cards are good. Alright, so we haven't been seeing many Merfolk cards, but I don't think that's necessarily because people are cutting them. Because like there's plenty of green and blue in this pack, it's just we're not seeing actual Merfolks. Out of this pack, I like the Pirates.
I also like the Pirates. I enjoy Thrash of Raptors in a Dino deck, but right now we're not currently going for that, exactly.
And we're not...
Yeah. And I like Slice and Twain in the sideboard, but it's probably going to wheel, because it's not good outside of the board.
Yeah. And if we do see it back, we're definitely sure green's open.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards we shouldn't be green at this point. It's looking like.
I'm open to that reality.
I think Stormfleet Pyromancer are super good.
I've always been underwhelmed by it, actually.
Okay.
I was leaning towards Depths of Desire, because even though it is an expensive unsummon, it's still an unsummon. I like Depths of Desire. Cobbled Wings is fine, but it's not this high of a pick.
No, but I've actually thought because flying is just so important in this format, like it ends games. But I think Depths of Desire is probably where we want to be. Okay, there's a Kumenetra speaker, which isn't great, but it's a merfolk.
It's gotten this far, so that means not everybody is just cutting merfolk.
So
also, the art is wrong. Yes. We know that. We're trying to get that somehow magically fixed.
So it's a 1/1, and it's a 2/2 if you have another merfolk or an island. That said, I think it's probably our pick, because
we wouldn't really like any of the rest of this.
Yeah, I'm okay with like one cancel, but it's a common, so we're seeing another one, and that's not good to see.
No, not really.
So I think we're supposed to be red.
I would be willing to agree with that.
But the thing is, all of this red is really, really bad.
I also agree with that.
So I think we go with the pirates again?
Yeah. And then keep in mind that we might want to go to blue, black, red pirates or some semblance of same instead of merfolk. As much as I hate to lose the Kamina speaker. Let's put that out here.
I'm fine with losing the Kumenetra speaker. I don't want to lose the Shapers of Nature.
Well, yeah, that too. I was just going left to right. Hadn't worked that far yet.
I think if we're sticking with our guns, it's probably Blossom Dryad. I have not at all been impressed by Emergent Growth, and we already have draw cards off of Chart of Course, so I don't think we need Pirate's Prize.
I don't really like Blossom Dryad, but I'm willing to accept it, even if the art is actually Cobbled Wings.
What's it?
Yeah, it's not now, but it was.
We have no picks out of this pack.
Nope. So that makes me want to think of March of the Drowned, because if we end up in Grixis Pirates, it's amazing.
I'm okay with taking...
I like the Deadeye Tormentor here. He's not great, but if we end up in Pirates, it's fine. And it's looking...
I don't think we want a third Prosperous Pirates.
No.
But
I wasn't even sure about a second, but I don't think we want any of this, except for maybe the Unknown Shores. Because if we end up in a tricolor deck, Unknown Shores would be nice, even if it's just for a splash.
We'll take a Subtle Pierce.
Because it's a card that is nice, even though we'll probably not use it.
Yeah. I think at this point we're just having to ditch green. Maybe keep the splash for the speaker, or Shaper of Nature, because it's a very, very good card. We'll see what happens.
Let's hope we didn't disconnect again.
Yeah, we haven't. Someone, or you can see the person to our left is one card.
Yes, indeed. Apologies, I'm used to drafting in person generally.
So we're just waiting for the person next to us to pick their card?
I guess so.
So, blue has been open. We've gotten several good blue cards late. We'll take the Field of Ruins.
Because it's not a basic land?
I think we're supposed to be some form of blue-red pirates.
Are you sure blue-red? Because I have been enjoying blue-black also.
Yeah, but there is the 2 packs in a row that red was just absolutely open.
That's true.
That said, that is another Jade Guardian. And a Windstrider.
Also another Dowsing Dagger.
We don't want a second Dowsing Dagger. I can guarantee you that one.
Like Windstrider, even if we're have no Merfolk synergy, it's still a fine card.
Yeah.
And Jade Guardian's actually just solid as a 3/3 hexproof, especially if we can find a 1 with the wind, but I don't think we're going to find very many 1 with the winds. And
blue's been pretty open. 1 with the wind's probably more likely than the Mark of the Vampire.
Yeah.
So I think the pick is Windstrider. I think Jade Guardian is a little bit better, but I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be green.
I would be willing to agree with that.
Snappy Sailback's super good.
Even if he's sitting in a little camouflage there, all nice and grayed out.
Yeah. Alright. This is making me want to go hard on the Merfolk. I want to see if it's actually good.
That'd be definitely a learning experience for all involved, but I don't know if it'd be the best example.
That's Advance's Blasting Cannon.
That is Advance's Blasting Cannons. Are you moneying it, or?
I'm moneying it. I think it's worth a non-zero amount. MTG Goldfish. That's one that. Nope, it's not worth very much.
I didn't think it was. It's not a bad draft card.
Yeah, but we're in pretty much not red.
Exactly. Not gonna price check the foil Looming Altasaur.
I am not going to price check that.
Dang,
now.
I thought it was gonna be like a vintage staple.
1/7 vanilla is not a particularly good card.
But Brontodon.
We really need to
make an actual pick. If you're willing to go for it, I'm willing to do it as a learning experience, but I make no promises.
That's a one with the wind.
That is a one with the wind.
We're snapping one with the wind.
We're not gonna snap it in half yet. We might as well read the cards in the pack. We have 54 seconds still.
Yeah, but when you highlight a card, it picks it when the timer runs out.
Well, yes.
Raging Swordtooth is really good. This is actually the second one we've seen. Someone in Green Red Dinos is going to be really happy.
Yep. Only it was us, but it's not.
I
think the answer probably is still one with the wind.
Yeah, I don't think anything's better than it.
At least in our situation.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Legion's Judgment because, as I said, I'm a sucker for removal.
I think my next favorite would be Paladin the Bloodstained out of this pack. And then probably Ruthless Knave. Out of...
I've never been too impressed by Ruthless Knave, but I'd be open to it.
Here's the second Windstrider.
Yeah, but that puts a lot on our 5 slot. But then again, this is only pack 2.
Alright, so I think we're officially dropping green. Maybe keep a splash for the Shaper, but...
Yeah, I think I agree on that one, as much as I hate to lose the Jade Guardian.
And so we'll say we're blue-black for now, and go accordingly. Which means I think we want the Desperate Castaways.
I've been moderately okay with Desperate Castaways. I've been reasonably okay with Shipwreck Looter, but I think, honestly, Castaways is probably going to do more work, especially with our billion Frostbite Pirates. I don't think we really want a second one.
I think we want the Vanquish.
I would agree on that, because we're looking for removal right now. That hurts me. That hurts me a lot. Hurts me deep, Chief.
The Direfleet Order?
I don't really like him, but in where we're at right now, I guess he's fine, and it gets us treasure that possibly allows us to splash the Shapers.
I think it was actually possible that just the packs broke weird, and someone else isn't necessarily in green, and we just didn't see a lot.
Variance is a thing.
I like Pirates Cutlass.
I love Pirates Cutlass.
I don't know if we have enough pirates for it.
Honestly, it's not that bad without that many pirates. Like, even...
Yeah, but I'm still checking. We have 5.
5, and if we're in blue-black, it stands to reason we'll have more by the end of the draft.
That's the second one with the wind.
I still like one with the wind. I still like March of the Drowned.
I think we want to take the Deathless Ancient, though. It just ends games.
It does in games. I'm not going to call it a bomb because that's an overused
It's not a bomb, but it ends games.
Yeah.
Pretty effectively.
Even without the load of vampires.
But we do have a lot of top end.
Yeah.
I don't think we want a second March. I think a second one with one's better.
I'd be willing to agree.
And I'm worried
Eventually, we want to draft creatures, but maybe not today.
Probably just another Direfleet order.
Yeah, it's a fine Goblin Piker.
It's a slightly better Goblin Piker. It's not in red, and that makes it better in my book.
In this situation, yes, because we're not in red. It also gives us treasure.
I think it's a schooner.
Any of that. The word is schooner.
No, it's schooner.
No, it's definitely a sleek schooner.
I've heard it both ways.
My dad is a sailing person. He explained this stuff to me.
It is schooner.
I was raised on a boat.
But I think that's a pick. The Shorekeeper's fine, but not great, and we don't want to Headwater Sentries.
Unless we name Trilobite tribal with tribal elements. I don't really like any of this, but Brazen Buccaneers is fine. I think, honestly, I'd be open to a Blight Keeper because it's a 1-drop that flies.
Yeah.
And it chills for a little bit. It probably won't do much, but the option's out there.
So let's hope we just, like, open a...
Deadeye, whatever the uncommon is. Oh, no, never mind.
No, we opened a lot of fun things and none of them are in our colors.
The Monstrosaur. We could ditch green and splash for a Monstrosaur. I mean, when in doubt, take the Monstrosaur.
That's a good card.
But, like, would we rather have anything else in this pack?
Maybe the Queen's Agent?
Queen's Agent's fine, but I'm a lot more excited about a Monstrosaur. You know you want the Monstrosaur.
I do.
Is it the correct pick? We might never know.
No, it is not the correct pick, but I still want it.
But, I mean, even if it is a splash, we have a lot of treasure for it. Or a fair amount of treasure for it.
I like taking Kapala here.
I like Kapala, but let's read the pack.
Yeah.
I still love Direfleet
through.
Captain, but we're not hard in red pirates at this point. And it's already packed through.
We're going to price check Kapala real quick.
He's probably not worth much.
It's modern playable. It's not worth much online.
Told you.
In paper, it was like $3 or something.
This isn't paper. I have a printer, though.
That is illegal.
Printers are perfectly legal to buy. I think you are right. I think the Kopala is where we'd like to be.
Probably not. We don't have a whole lot of Merfolk, even though we kind of started.
What about the Fathom Fleet Cutthroat? Because I've enjoyed him. Actually, mostly whenever I've cast him, he's been disappointing. But he's always been good against me. I don't know.
I was actually thinking, if we're splashing for the Monstrosaur anyway, the Direfleet Captain's really good. And we have a couple red pirates we'd be happy to bring in.
That is true, we do have those. This is looking more and more like my draft on last Friday.
I think we take the Pillar of Origins on pirates. And that helps us a lot.
Yeah, although we're going to be sad when we can't cast Monstrosaur because we haven't drawn a mountain.
It's probably the case, yes, but...
Pillar of Origins named Dinosaur?
Probably not.
Let's see, Plaguecraze Paladin's not great. Deathless Sanction's fine, but our top end's already a little bit top heavy. So I think I'm fine with the Pillar of Origins. I don't think we need a second one.
We definitely don't need a second one. That is another Riverheald's Boon.
That's also a Storm Sculptor.
Yep.
And Storm Sculptor is great, as we've known since Return to Ravnica Block. I haven't been too impressed by Fel Flagship, but we might have the pirates for it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 pirates right now and 1 over there. I'd be open to the Fel Flagship.
I think Storm Sculptor's probably just better, though.
It probably is just better. That's never stopped us before. I think Stormfleet Aerialist is a super good. Skullduggery is good, and Fire Cannon Blast is good, but I don't think we want to splash for a...
We want the Sun Petal Grove, right?
Well, yeah, especially because it's the Ardents of Vampire's Zeal. But honestly, I don't really like much of this.
To be perfectly clear, this is a pack I would normally hate draft. I would probably take the Pterodon Knight because it's a very good card. But in Magic Online leagues, you don't draft against your pod, or you don't play against your pod necessarily.
Exactly.
So we're not worried about what our opponent or the people around us might pick up.
We'll still play friendly because there's no benefit in not playing friendly. I don't like much of this, but I think Desperate Castaways is probably more practical.
Siren Stormtamer is very good. Simon's Ruse is very good also.
I think those are one of the 2 picks, but what's our creature base? 14 right now. I think Stormtamer is where we'd like to be. I don't want any of this, but I guess Heartstalker's fine.
Yeah. This deck build's going to be weird.
It'd be a good learning experience. I guess. I hope.
I wish we'd gotten the other land uncontested territory or something like that.
Unclaimed territory.
Thank you.
That's why it keeps me here.
Fathom Fleet Cutthroat? Mostly because it's a 4. We only have 1 4 right now.
I agree. I don't want any of this, but do we want Is Gilded Sentinel worth it for the curve? That is the deep question.
Probably not, because I know we have a couple 4s in red. We have 1 4 in red. But that's probably all we want, honestly.
I don't think we need the Anointed Deacon, but I guess he'll be fine. I'm still sad they didn't do any cross tribes like a Vampire Pirate or a Merfolk Pirate or a Vampire Dinosaur. That'd be amazing in white. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Mark Rosewater confirmed. People are like, oh, it's going to be in Rivals Vixel, and he's like, no, it's not. It's just not going to be cross tribes.
Bruh. Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Like telling a kid he's got like 2 days to live or something.
I don't think it's like that at all, actually.
Oh, well, it still gives you less to look forward to. I have been always disappointed by Rummaging Goblins in Limited.
Yeah, but...
I don't think we need a second Pillar of Origins, but are we going to play the Rummaging Goblin?
Probably not.
Are we going to play the Pillar of Origins?
Probably not.
Exactly. I think Gilded Sentinel.
We'll let someone else have the Looming Altasaur.
You need to build up that basic land storage on your Magic Online.
See, this time it worked, where it auto-populated the deck. So group creatures separately. We need to cut not creatures. I think we won about 17 creatures.
I think we also need to get rid of Shapers of Nature. I don't think we have enough multicolored support for it. I don't think we need Fire Shrine Keeper either.
I'm actually not against like this being that way. I don't like running Unknown Shores. That's one of the common mistakes of like newer people at Limited. They're like, oh, it makes every color, but making your spells cost 1 more to make every color is really, really bad.
Yeah, but it's pretty. It looks cool.
And we do have the Dowsing Dagger still, so we have a couple ways to get in with it, like throw it on a Skittering Heartstopper and make them Death Touch, and then they have to, or even Siren Stormtamer. That'd be the dream. Turn 1, turn 2, and then equip it, attack, and then play a 3-drop.
Yeah.
So I think we actually do want the Pillar of Origins for the splash.
I would agree. I think we're willing to cut the Schooner.
I think so.
I don't think it does much, and honestly, these non-Kaladesh vehicles aren't very good.
I don't think we want 2-1 with the winds. Or more correctly, I think we want everything else more than the second one with the wind.
Which is a similar statement. So.
I'd be okay on going down on like 1 Prosperous Pirates and being at 16 creatures. Mostly because I like all of these.
Weird.
Our top end's very weird.
Which is not exactly where we'd like to be, but it's got a Monstrosaur in, and that's always where I want to be.
But we need 2 more cuts, and I can't think of 2 cards I'd like to cut down here.
I've been pretty disappointed by Depths of Desire.
That was what I was leaning towards, but all of these I want. Other than maybe the Pillar of Origins, but I really want
I think it's
the mana.
kind of necessary here.
Oh. Yeah, probably.
And if we wanted any chance to get the Direfleet Captain in the early game.
That's probably right. So I think... Alright, creature-wise, I think we want to go down on one creature rather than lose these.
Then I think the answer is probably Heartstopper.
Point. I'd be okay with any of these three. I think is probably the most correct.
I agree with your statement.
You still think it's the Heartstopper, though?
I still think it's the Heartstopper because no tribal bonuses and 1-drops are generally bad.
Yeah, but a 1-drop that has Death Touch is
yes,
pretty
Threat
good.
of Activation is nice. So it might be the Pirates because we don't need more top end at this point.
Let's see our pirate count. Oh, these are both Soul Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that. We have 11. That is a fair number.
And Brazen Buccaneers is also a pirate.
I missed him. 12th.
That's why he keeps me here.
It's a fair number.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's the second Prosperous Pirates?
Probably, yeah. Our curve doesn't look that great, and curves are important. Remember that.
Alright. So we'll do it your scientific way.
Mm-hmm. We'll think about things first.
Well,
isn't there a sort by color button?
Probably.
There should be.
So
how many blue symbols do we have?
We have 3 red, 5 blue.
No, we have 7 blue, sir.
Yeah. Math is hard. 7 blue. And 11 black. So 11, 3, and 7.
And we're running... Do we want the unknown shows? I still think it's not that bad, mostly just for Direfleet Captain and Monstrosaur.
Yeah. I think it's worth running. So we have 16 lands, 11, 7, 3 on color sources. Or on color necessities, I guess.
So that'd be a weird color source.
So we'd want something like 753.
That's a whole lot like what I was doing in my head. I was running 3 backwards, but I think I like that ratio. I don't like going below 3 on a number. So black being the 7, I assume. Or blue being the.
Did I do math wrong? I did. All right, so it's 853 apparently.
Is it 853 or is it 763?
We definitely want more black than blue by a significant margin.
Okay, just throwing out some questions.
Then we do have some blue. You're probably right.
Well, we can also consider what our curve looks like. Do we want it in the earlier game or in the later game?
That's what I was just looking at with the going up on 1 blue, because we have 4 blue 2-drops.
And we have 2, 4, 6, 7 black, or 8 cards that black could play on turn 1 or 2, but we don't want them all that early. I think this is what we go with for now.
So, sort by converted mana cost, combine groups. That looks real weird.
I've seen worse curves, but then again, not really.
So yeah, let's just kind of see how we do.
Okay, at this point we're going to pause the recording because we've realized that having a giant 12-hour long video is not what people want to watch. So we're going to cut that and take a break, let people use the bathroom, close the video, open up a different one, and we'll see you on the other side.